Welcome. In front of me is a Huawei Y6P, as you can see, and today I'll go over unboxing along with a brief overview of the device. So this is the box that it comes in, as you can see. Pop it open, nothing in here, just a typical cardboard box. That's interesting. You get a guide. So yeah, this device is one of those that has no Play Store, so you're kind of bummed if you're requiring some apps that are exclusive to Play Store, but they give you a nice alternative or workaround for it for the phone clone. Now, from experience, I know that the Huawei phone clone is fairly comprehensive. You can copy apps as you would normally do, but it also copies all the hidden data of the app. So, for instance, if you have some kind of paid app that normally you would need to download it on your account on Google, so it knows that you have purchased it. Here you don't actually need to do that. You can just literally copy the entire app along with the verification that you purchased it without even ever logging into Google. So this might be a good workaround if you have an older device that already had a Play Store. And then also tells you that you have the app gallery, which I haven't used it. Not sure how many developers ported their apps to there, if they bother or not. So you'd have to check it on your own. So let's just drop that on the side. Email, no one cares. Then we got the device itself in here. Now it's already turned on and set up, so I'll go to it soon. Let's just drop that to the side. Paperwork. No one really cares about that. Then you got here's another Bible here. Then you got the 10-watt charger, I believe it is. Yep, it's a 10-watt charger, so literally nothing special here. Just one of the slowest chargers you can possibly get, especially in 2020. And moving on to salting the wounds here, you get the old charging cable, because we live in 2020 and we use outdated cables. So this is a little garbage in terms of charging. Then the device itself, as you can see, so it has just a LCD display, a teardrop notch right here, kind of a typical design, I would say, at this point. Now the device itself, appearance-wise, isn't necessarily the worst looking. It's a little bit thickish, like this thing is thick. And apart from the front camera, you get the triple on the back, and also you get the fingerprint magnet because of all the glass. And me just handling this phone for past 10 seconds made it look like it's been, well, fingered by everybody. And you also have the fingerprint sensor on the back, as you can see, so you don't have under display or anything like that. But for about $160, I wouldn't expect much. Though it's still a little bit disappointing in terms of like the specs of this device. So going to it, you have a 720p display, so it's 720 by 1600 with an 81.3 pixels per screen to body ratio and 278 pixels per inch on the LCD display. So that's basically the only thing you have here. A little bit of a lackluster display, I would say, although I wouldn't say you need much more pixels. You're not trying to, you won't be doing any gaming on this device, I would assume. I don't think it's powerful enough. I haven't really tested it, how well it works, but you can check it out on our channel. Most certainly someone else will be doing some gaming on this device, so you'll be able to see the performance of this on there. And also on our site you should see benchmarks from basically from this device. So moving on, the front camera is a tiny 8 megapixel wide sensor, and then on the back, let me just lock it, on the back you got the triple setup, so you have a 13 megapixels of main camera, which is a wide again, and then you got 5 megapixel ultra wide and 2 megapixel depth, and all that basically combines to shooting at 1080p 30 frames of just low res, I would say, at this age footage. Now I'll go a little bit into it soon, how it records, and also how the photos look like. This is a quick one right here. Now moving on, the device comes with a 32 gigabyte storage, and I believe it's also 64. So you have a 32 and 3 gig version and 64 and 4 gig version. Plus it also extends further through the SD storage. Now I'm pretty sure it uses the normal SD cards because it is budget version of the device, and Huawei does keep it fairly reasonable that with their budget they put the typical SD slots, and yep, there it is. So it takes the normal SD card, not their like nano memory cards, so that's good. And apart from that, it comes with a 5000 milliamp battery, and well, no Google services, which in my opinion is one of the biggest drawbacks. But you can, as you can see, get it somehow side-loaded in certain apps. It looks like someone at the office tried that, although I don't actually see the Play Store here, so I'm not sure if it worked or didn't. But it looks like he just side-loaded from APK Pure additional apps like Chrome, Facebook, and stuff like that, which is just a normal APK, so as long as you can find a link to it, it probably will work. And yeah, apart from that, I don't know what else to say. You do have a headphone jack if you're still a fan of that, but you don't get any headphones with it, which is probably a better thing. I can't imagine what kind of poor quality the headphones would be for $160. And then just the build aesthetic, I have the earpiece right here. Under that you get the face selfie camera. Then literally at the top you have the tiny little hole, there's a microphone, as well you have the one on the bottom, that's for normal conversation. You got the disappointing charging port right there, the speaker grill, headphone jack, just a tray right here that takes 2 different SIM cards and an SD card. And then you get the power key, volume rockers, and that's about it on a fairly thick body right there. And yeah, so that is basically the device itself. Now I believe it also comes with a Android 10. Let me quickly check it. So if it does, it probably would be one of the better parts, but yeah, I already think it's Android 10. Yep. Is it EMUI version and Android? Yep, there it is, Android 10. So that's nice. And yeah, I guess that would conclude the overview of this device. Now, I would probably say that this device wouldn't be really worth the money, although I don't really, right now on top of my mind, can't come up with anything else that is in that price range. And well, I do have to say that just by using it from whatever, like sliding around, it seems to work fairly fluidly. I wouldn't really expect anything amazing from it, but then I guess for $160, it's a decent price for the device. You also get that typical NFC and all those stuff that you normally are used to on your other devices, though you don't get the Play Store. So if you require certain apps that are just locked to the Play Store, that's a huge down draw right here. But this is almost concluded. Now we're still gonna go to the camera, see how it handles taking photos. Let's just enable that. Let's allow it. Let me quickly also wipe the sensor so it has the best. There we go. It's clean and stuff. So let's place our prop right here. I'm not sure if it is a macro or not. Let's look into it. Pro Panorama HDR. Well, that's not much. Let's try the aperture, see how well it deals with blurring. Okay, let's also take another prop. Now this one would be a complete nightmare if it would be dark for any camera. This thing glows, but in this case I won't be really bothering with the glow. I'm pretty sure this camera wouldn't be able to handle it one bit. Okay, let's see what kind of photos it gets. So honestly, it is fairly sharp looking. It's actually not as bad as I thought. Let's go back. Okay, this one is terrible. So that's the one with the blur in the background, and it looks god awful. It's way less sharp if you compare it to this one. Then let's go back here. This came out fairly good and also has blur, but as you can see right here, it already started blurring the object itself, which is kind of meh. Let's go further, and this is the normal one. So it does take fairly clear photos. Now keep in mind, this is here's a lamp right above me. As you can see, the reflection right here of a lamp plus a fairly well lit room. So these are, I would say, optimal conditions for it. Now also let's just go into video, see if I can change anything here to make it even better. Aspect ratio, it's good enough. 1080p, 30, no other choice here. See if 720 has any. Nope. So let's bump it up to 1080 and see how that handles. So I'm just gonna kind of like pan out here. Yeah, let's look at this quickly, how that came out. Okay, I have to say that this kind of hurts my eyes looking at it. The frame rate of it is abysmal. I'm used to already something a little bit smoother than 30 frames, and it also doesn't do that 30 frames too well. Now it's possible that if you drop it to 720p, it will look a little bit better, but I wouldn't also expect any kind of miracle here. And the photos are coming out okay, honestly way better than I would have expected, so that's a big thumbs up. So as a conclusion, for $160 or however approximately that much, I would say it's a fairly decent device. It seems to work on the first glance fairly decently. It doesn't really lag much, although if you install a bunch of stuff on it, it might, and so keep that in mind. The photos are okay-ish. They're better than I expected. The video, although, is a different story. I wouldn't really record much on it. It just looks, in my opinion, a little bit too awful. But yeah, if you're able to live without a Play Store and you're looking for a budget device, it seems actually like a decent device. So that will basically conclude the overview of this device. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.